This was crazy. Like
It's
this episode, it had everything. It had everything.
it.
It
Yep.
had the fun moments. It
Yep.
had the
Yep.
funnies. Yeah, I mean, it had this.
Roller coaster, just roller
Yeah,
coaster,
man.
and
You got some wisdom in there, and then you get the
and
action. You
yes,
get the betray, like
yes, the whole
this.
thing, just a masterclass. And I mean, just this is it. We're just diving right in, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. It's episode 3,
Three.
and it's recap and record. Welcome. So, listen, man. This episode, man, we'll do news at the end because I'm already excited.
Okay,
This
okay. I
this
watched it again. I watched it a second
Oh,
time.
good for
Like I
you.
just,
Okay,
yeah,
perfect,
I was
cool.
so. Oh my god,
I've
it might have got better. It might have
I've
been better the second time.
decided. I
Like,
think what I want to do is before the finale, I'm gonna watch them all back to back, and then once
okay,
the finale is just kind of a like 2 to 2.5 hour, whatever it ends up being,
yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. So this episode, I mean, I said it last week. We're gonna get a little bit more happiness, and then it's go
Yep.
time, baby, and
Let's
we're
go.
we're in it. The tournament's starting, and I think this has flipped my expectations. Meg said it to me
Okay.
in the car because I told her how good of a week it was.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I said on this podcast, I was nervous. I thought the show was going to be a little slow, maybe a little boring at times because what are the stakes? How are they going to
Yeah.
bring the energy and excitement of Game of Thrones to this show? And this episode directly defined what it is and how to take us on that roller coaster ride that
Yes.
put me in the same exact memory feeling of when I was, I don't know, maybe like 12 years old, Hershey Park with my mom. No one was
Oh,
there, fam. I rode the Great Bear like 12 times in a row, front row, on and off, no wait. And it
yeah.
was just one of those exciting moments of just going happy, sad.
Yes.
Who is
Yes.
this? Left turns, right turns. Here we are. We're drawn. And now the ending, the last minute. I mean, this episode, hands down, best so far.
Yes. Best so far,
Contender for, I
definitely.
think, maybe highest ranked episode of potentially all of the series of.
What?
No, like just
Really? You're going there,
from just an entire all
bro?
8 seasons, all 2 seasons of House. Maybe this was up
Bro,
there.
that's like 80 other episodes
Uh,
it's going against. Like,
well, I mean,
what?
it's probably more than that, but I don't know. I might be pushing it. I think it's up there. I think it's
Yeah.
up there, and it's just I think one of those situations where it's just I'm glad it's proving me wrong in my
Okay.
initial thoughts of the show. I'm sorry, I'm rambling. You go. What I mean, you were excited too, right?
Oh my God, yes, I was excited. This episode, it was just like I'm a sucker for the coming of age story,
Yep,
right? You know what I
yep,
mean? And
yep.
this gave me like live action Disney movie vibe a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like just like the joy that we seen. Like, and that's the thing.
yeah.
Bro, I've never felt joy watching Game of Thrones ever. Like you feel moments of triumph, you know what I mean? Like
Right,
when something is
right.
accomplished, but like
Yep,
joy. When is there joy
yep,
in these episodes? And like, bro, like just the way like Dunk, yeah, I'm all in on Dunk, bro.
yep.
Like I'm all in on little Aegon, you know what I'm saying? And oh no, I said Dunk. Egg. It's really
Yeah. Oh,
egg.
and
I'm
this
all in.
this
I'm all
episode,
in on egg.
yes,
I'm all in
he
on
is.
egg, bro. This episode was called
Yep,
the Squire,
yep,
right?
yep.
So bro, the joy in Egg's face,
Every
like
day.
when he's watching the joust,
Yep.
just even him just training himself to be a squire, like that
Oh,
montage, that
yep,
moment when he was with the horse,
yep.
bro. This guy is talking to the horse, and the horse is actually
It
responding
was
to him every
I
word. I was like, bro, this is Disney, but I love it. I
the
love
whole
it. Like,
scene. Yeah, just I mean, just so jumping right in. So the first thing we get is him waking up a little early, deciding like, okay, tournaments in 2 days. The
yes,
nobles are registering today, and then Dunk gets his turn tomorrow. I gotta be ready. Like I gotta get him his
yes.
sword. I gotta get him his joust. I gotta practice.
I gotta run
Get
fast
his
as I can.
stamina up, and
Yeah.
and most importantly, train this damn horse and be friendly to it and try to get it to be friends. And you're right, dude. Straight Disney
Yeah.
movie original early 2000s vibes of just like him going, "Go Thunder, go!" And then the horse is like
Yeah. Yeah.
practicing with him, dude.
Yes. Yes.
How adorable.
Yes,
egging
it
his
was
horse. That could have been
thunder,
if
thunder.
they would have, if they, I mean, dare I say, this could have been the whole 45 minutes.
Oh yeah, no,
If all
yes.
they showed us for 30 minutes was Egg training and going through more stubbornness with the horse and like maybe him riding it a little bit, maybe him practicing with the joust, like just a whole montage. And then the end of the episode is like Dunk waking up and making breakfast and he's like, well, tourney tomorrow. And then it goes black. That would have been perfect. I
Yeah,
mean,
nah, that
that
would have
would
been
have
good too.
been,
That would have been good too.
it was, yeah, the
They
whole,
packed a lot in this little bit
this,
of
right.
time,
I
but
mean,
it didn't feel rushed though. At the same, weirdly enough,
no,
it
no,
didn't feel like it
no,
was rushed. So I
no.
was like, "Yo, masterclass, man, masterclass."
Back to half a poop opening. We give this one a half a poop. It's a
Oh,
horse.
because
We
the
can't
horse,
blame the
yes,
horse. You can't
yes,
blame the
now,
horse. You know what I
yes.
mean? It's a little different than the
But that was fun. That was hilarious
right.
because it
A
was just
hundred
like
percent.
he's trying to get a response out of this horse, and
A
it's
hundred percent. Yeah.
yeah, I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
amazing, bro.
So I love it too. And I don't know about you. Do you like being fooled by trailers? Like when you see certain parts of the
See,
trailer,
I didn't see the trailer though, so
so
like,
when he was carrying that joust in the mist of him practicing in the morning, just having fun with himself, like they
yeah.
made that look like it was Dunk's first joust and he was losing and this was an epic moment only for it to
Ah,
be a completely 180 360 like happy moment instead. So
yeah,
it's interesting. I don't know how I feel about being like, oh, they pulled a wall over my eyes. I thought this
yeah,
was that, and it's really just a different moment. Interesting storytelling, and just kind of here's what's to come without actually spoiling it for
yeah.
you. But it's yeah, interesting
It
there.
it was great though, but also it was just interesting to see like now because all right, we know the reveal at the end, right? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? So, but also we knew that this was gonna happen at some point in time, but I didn't know we was gonna get a reveal this soon. But like just in the sense
uh,
of
yeah,
watching Egg,
yeah.
Egg wants to make Dunk proud, even though Dunk is not anybody that he needs to make proud.
No,
He's royalty, you
it's
know what I'm saying?
very
Doesn't
interesting.
need
Right,
to work hard at all
right.
for Dunk, and he does, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
like so yeah, he is used to like eating in a certain way and a certain lifestyle and like but you could see that like yo Egg like appreciates eating more when he has a
Uh
hard
huh.
days of work
Uh
under his
huh.
belt, you know what I'm
Uh
saying?
huh.
Like
Uh huh.
it made that sandwich taste even better.
Oh, we're gonna
You
get to
know what I
that.
mean?
We're gonna get to that sandwich in 1 minute. So, but before we do, we meet a character.
Oh,
His name is Sir Robin Riesling. Riesling. Sir
yes.
Robin Riesling, and he's a knight. He lost his eye due to a splinter from the joust.
Yes.
And this was from a
Well,
tour.
and they show his eye hanging
That
out
was
of
and that
his.
flashback was from 5 years ago, tournament from 5 years ago. So now he's coming back. I don't know if he's going to participate or not, but probably just to watch.
Yeah, yeah.
And here's the thing that scene with the eye, hot take, hit me with a pause. But I'd rather see the man's penis. I would have rather seen him.
Whoa,
I would
pause.
have
No,
rather
big
seen
pause.
him walk
Nah.
out and piss into the grass,
Nope.
full frontal
Nah.
shot.
Give me
That
dangling eyeball, bro. That was
bro,
lit. That was
bro,
so
I
lit.
don't
That
know
was
if I've
lit.
ever told you this or not, but
Oh
when
no.
I was in
You
the fourth or fifth grade, it was health class, and the teacher passed out a printout. It was a printout of the human body, and it
yeah.
had all the veins in the skeleton like mapped out right on the
Oh
picture.
snap.
It was in black and white. I saw it. I immediately passed out, banged my head off the desk. I was on the floor. I woke up to everyone standing around me. I went to the nurse. They called an ambulance. I went home early, make sure I didn't have a concussion. Me and Morgan have been woozy with blood and things, certain things our whole lives.
Mm.
I'm better now. I'm better now. I got through my
You
son.
watch Game of
Right.
Thrones
Well,
and you're
but
woozy
I'm
with
fine.
blood?
Well, no. I'm fine now. But I'm just
Okay.
saying, at one point in time,
Fine is
and
like
there's
not great
still
though. Fine is just like content.
I'm
Yeah.
okay now, but some things like seeing a man's eyeball just hang out of nope, that to me, oh
Well,
man.
you know it. So it's funny because you're bringing up stories, right? So and it's something I forgot to talk about last week. So,
Yeah.
bro, when they're playing tug of war, right?
Uh-huh.
my mind went to the worst possible thing because like I would never play tug of war after I heard this story, right?
Oh
So
my gosh.
and I seen a depiction of this on 911, right?
Okay.
So Monet's mom, right? She tells this story that like when
This
because she grew up in Harrisburg, right? And like there was like, one of the city schools where she said there was this big old tug of war, right? And bro, it went deadly because what happened was, as a result of the tug of war and people pulling on too hard and stuff like
like
that,
there are
kids' fingers literally off. Like it was in the paper and everything. Like it was a big deal. You know what I mean? Like so when I'm seeing that tug of war and I'm thinking like,
holy
and this is
shit.
Game of Thrones, this is Game of
Right.
Thrones. So I'm like, hey, no, like get out of there, get out of there. You know what I mean? And like, yo, bro, there's an episode of 911, and
Yeah.
I believe it was like maybe last season, bro. And
Oh my god.
bro, there's a big tug of war joint, and like, yeah, it was crazy. Like its fingers aren't, and
It
like,
gets
911 gets,
lethal. Yeah.
yeah, like just mangled off, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So I don't know. It brought my
Oh,
mind
tug
to
of war.
that,
That's
whatever.
so funny.
Like, bro, I
Uh
never played tug of
Yeah,
war
now
ever,
there's a
bro.
freaking there's a mini game in Mario Party, the game Megs and I play like every weekend together, and it's tug of war. And now it's all I'm gonna be freaking thinking of. And it was a good memory because of Lionel Baratheon, but
Ah!
now you ruined
Oh,
it.
that's what I was. That was all I was thinking, and
Oh,
I was like, bro, why didn't I bring that
you
up?
better wear
Whatever. But
gloves. You gotta wear
yeah, you gotta. Yeah,
gloves.
you gotta. Yeah, you need everything, bro.
All right, real quick question. As an English guy and a well-educated man, can you tell
Okay.
me, is it just this kind of, is it just the show and George R. R. Martin, or was there once like in old English, why is it weave? Like when Egg is talking to Sir Robin,
Okay.
he's like, did you who's your knight? And he's like, oh, I serve Sir Duncan the Tall. And he goes, we've never heard of him. Who's weave? Why doesn't he say I? Shouldn't the proper sense of that be I've never heard of him? Like why
I've
is
never heard of him. Well, maybe he's just talking about himself, almost like first person using, but like a collective first
he said
person.
it twice.
We
Yeah.
have like yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. I just thought that was interesting. Like it's not, but it's just him as a person. So it's like, but he's referring to himself as
Maybe it's like weave, like my house, like the house that I ride for, like that's the weave.
right. We've never speaking for his entire land of
Yeah.
people. Something
Yes.
like
Yes.
okay. That might be
Yeah.
right. That just might
That,
be.
like, or your last name, like if you're a Lannister, like, oh,
Oh, the
like
McCurdy's
if
have never heard of.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
we've never.
we've never heard of him.
That's gotta
Like,
be it. Okay. That's just my slow brain.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. So cute little moment you just said at the beginning, coming of age, and it's real quick. If you didn't hear,
Oh yeah.
I rewound it once or twice, and he was like, "Is it weird that I've got little dark hairs coming off my sack?" And he's like, "It's weird you're telling me."
I don't remember
So
that. What?
oh yeah. Egg's going through puberty. As soon as he gets back to camp from training the horse, Sir
Yeah.
Duncan's like, you better go brush that horse. It looks like he's been running around all morning.
Yeah.
And they start brushing him together, and Egg goes, is it weird that there's little dark hairs coming off my, I think he says sack or my nads or some youth.
What?
And
I watched it
and
twice. How did I
then
miss that?
and then as without skipping a beat, Dunk goes, no, but it's weird that you're telling me about it.
Hey,
And it's
nah,
just
fags, fags.
it's just a big brother, little brother bonding. Like it is
Yes.
a humble moment. Eggs hitting puberty. Like they're gonna go through so much together, and that'll lead us in at the end of the episode to some news that we have to cover. But I mean,
Yeah.
these two together. I mean, there's
Class act. I
some
love it.
there's some classic combos through the
Nah,
Game of Thrones
yeah.
series, but these guys are starting to, I think, maybe take the cake for like top notch duos within the realm of Game of Thrones.
Nah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, and so he's like, "Yo, bro, once you're done doing all your chores, I got some beef jerky for you, right? Because that's all they can afford. That's all they
Well, I
have."
think salt beef. I think actually that's sausage. I think it's
Is it
sausage.
sausage? Okay, I
Yeah,
assume
because
sausage
there was a
or
point where like they have eaten like a piece of sausage. I think that's what salt beef is.
but I thought they were snacking on sausage because they were doing that in this
Okay.
episode. But when they did a flashback in I think episode 1 or 2, when it was him with his old master, his old knight,
Uh-huh.
sir, he they like they it would be a really hard
Okay.
fight. So that's why I
Maybe,
assumed it was
yeah,
beef
maybe it's
jerky.
maybe it's
Either
just
way,
jerky.
it's just
Yeah,
a
yeah, yeah.
cheap meat that peasants eat,
Yep.
obviously.
Yeah.
So he's like, yo, I gotta go get some goose eggs. Let me make some breakfast Sammy's real quick, bro. I
Mm,
want a Seven Kingdoms breakfast sandwich. I want a
yes.
goose egg scramble with a little
Yeah, that
pork in
actually that
there. That
yeah.
shit look good.
That shit
That
did look
look,
good.
it look good.
On
And
that pumpernickel,
yo,
probably. I mean that brown bread, that Outback Steakhouse bread. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? Like that.
yes, yes, yes. And I mean, hey, pro tip, especially if you're going to Cheesecake Factory, just nix the white bread from the basket. Tell them brown bread only. You know what I mean? Like pro tip, it's easier that way. But
Yeah, yeah,
man, and just another fumble of the bag, just another humble moment from Duncan here when
yeah,
when his love interest is walking by and he's just like, you like goose eggs? Like, and
yeah. Right,
then
right,
she's
right.
like, your armor will be done tomorrow, bro. Just she just keeps like she's
Keep the small talk to yourself, bro. Like unless you got something to tell me, you know what I mean? Like
yeah, she's like she's kind of playing hard to
you
get, but
called her Tonsil. Her name is not Tonsil, bro. It's like Tanselle, Tanselle.
bro, you know me. Listen, if there's one
Because I
thing,
just believed you. I was like, oh, Tonsil,
Tonsil
and
Tanselle,
then
can we see how I did
Tanselle.
that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you.
It's me. I'm sorry. I'm the problem. It's me.
Yeah.
But no, she obviously is just going to continue to be a more and more important role, obviously, in this series. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, man, it's just, and then we cut to this kind of just humble moment on the hill.
Okay.
And it's Egg and Dunk. Just it's Egg just telling us he kind of just wants to live this simple life. He just
Oh
wants to
man.
raise
Yes,
the
he wants to
horse.
stay there for a while. Yeah,
Yeah,
and it was that just adds to like when you watch it again, it's like, man, it adds to the whole betrayal
right.
actually at the end. You know what I mean? Like
Mm,
cuz he's saying some things and he's being suggestive, but then he's like obviously, you're just wondering like, "Oh man, that would be nice." Yeah, where does this kid come from? You know what I mean? Like I
right,
guess if you're
right,
not paying
right,
attention to
right,
everything.
right.
And then when you watch it back, you're like, bro, what are you like? What are you talking about? I mean, I guess you really are trying to get away. I
Yeah,
guess you don't know what it's like. So yeah, this town is called Ashford.
yeah.
Like this town
Yep,
is called Ashford.
yep,
So
yeah, yeah.
I don't know exactly where that is relative to everything in Westeros, but yeah, it's a nice little, I think it's definitely like a staycation almost, so a getaway definitely
Uh-huh.
for Egg. And we don't know exactly, I mean, at least in the show they don't reveal why he's left yet, but it's crazy because he's outside in the wilderness
Yeah.
but he still would rather that than the luxuries of being a Targaryen, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, it's a there's obviously something had to have happened. Obviously, as we will continue to find out, he doesn't like his brother very much. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think I might have seen a snippet probably from the book, just of like when he was younger, like his brothers, just kind of the treatment that we've seen the Targaryen children give each other over the years. Knives to the skin, just
Yeah.
threatening, like listen, like they're not calling it a game yet, but like they know, like I think one of the quotes from this story is like is his brother saying like, if I had one less brother, it would make things easier around here, saying the Egg's useless and maybe he could just kill him and no one would notice. And so I think there's some bullying going on within the family ranks, obviously,
Yeah.
as we can kind of see and tell from this episode and maybe future ones of how Egg is treated versus the other brothers and cousins and people within the family. So yeah, so then we get another scene with Sir Spitz-a-Lot, man, and
Oh,
I thought
yes.
I thought I
I
clocked
thought we was
this.
done with this
I
guy.
thought I clocked this conversation, and maybe you can just confirm for me what it
Yeah.
was actually about. But so
Okay.
from what I'm understanding, is in this tournament you get to pick your opponents. It's not just a kind of random draw. You at some point get to pick, right?
Yeah, probably in the
So
early rounds, you probably get the pick. Yeah.
right. And so this was basically little buddy, was he like confirming his bet or like his financial future? Because if this one guy were to lose, it would be financially beneficial for everyone involved.
Yeah,
Right?
so
That's kind of
basically the people of Ashford, the
yeah.
Lord of Ashford, they spent a lot of money on this whole endeavor.
Right.
And right now the economy, I guess, in that place is very
Right.
low, is
Yeah.
very bad. Talking about crops and stuff like that. And basically he's saying like, hey man, our guy, right, who is the favorite, who is a local favorite at least,
Mhm.
I mean, the guy Ashford,
Mhm.
um, bro, he's gonna take a dive, right? And
Yep.
you're gonna be the winner. You know what I mean? And like, cause but then Dunk also, he's like, he's like, what are you talking about? He's like, man, what do you mean?
He's
And he's like,
honorable. He's not
yeah,
right. He's not down for
he
bribes. He's not to be bought. He's here to prove
well, he
himself.
even thinks that the guy's trying to fleece him, and he's like,
Right, of
nah,
course.
bro,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
nah,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
you gonna come up. You're gonna
Yep.
come up. You know what I mean?
Right.
So just yo, win.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah.
he's gonna, but like make it look good. And he's just like, what? But then what he offers him is like, it's big time. It's like, yo, you get his horse, you get his armor, you get his. So it's like he's like, you know what I mean? You'll be straight because. And he's telling him, don't be too proud, because I know you out here living under a tree. And
Uh-huh.
he's like, it's an elm
It's an
tree,
elm
you
tree,
know what I
bitch.
mean?
Shut the fuck. If you don't
Like,
know your trees, don't talk to me about herbology. I know a thing or two.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so it's like it's almost like, well, yeah, I get to win. It's not like it's not because it would be different if they're paying you to lose, and because every your whole life stakes on you winning. Like that Dunk's life stakes on him win. He needs to win. So these guys, even though it's not that great, right? These guys
Yeah.
are gonna take a dive, but it's like, bro, I get to win and I get like that's a win-win. That's called a win-win right there.
Yeah, yeah. So we're gonna have to
Fuck my
see
morals.
how that plays out in Dunk's near and inevitable
Well, yeah,
future.
we'll see because I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, will he even
yeah.
still have that opportunity?
So, and immediately after that, I mean, the horn starts blowing. The nobles are ready for battle, and of course, first up to joust is Bright Flame Targaryen. Now,
Oh my
I learned a
God,
little bit
this
more
guy.
about this guy's background. So basically, we're at the point now of the Targaryen reign where dragons haven't really been around for a minute, right?
Okay,
So
okay,
that's part of basically the main reason why all of the other knights and all the other families just have generic armor, but the Targaryens with their outlandish helmets and even the horses and their over
yes,
the top, like look at me, I'm a dragon type of armor is
yep.
basically just to make up for their lil dick energy because they don't have real dragons anymore. Hence the reason Lil Buddy gets a little pissy at the end of the episode. And
Yeah,
so
oh my
and
God, that's
this guy gave himself the nickname Bright Flame because he
oh,
thinks he is the reincarnation and a human embodiment of a dragon. That's why
oh,
he takes it so personally if you portray a dragon being killed in a play. That's why he says the dragon never loses. He thinks he is and will be the next king and he's a
okay,
dragon and he cannot be he's undefeated. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah, yeah.
so he's just a little whoops, I go. Which is why we see him pick his first opponent. And I didn't clock this the first time around. I'm wondering if you did the second time around. When as soon as this jousting event starts, Egg starts cheering on.
He said, "Kill him,
He's like,
kill
"Kill
him,
him, bro," because
kill him. I don't
he
kill my
hates his
brother.
brother. And
Yeah, kill him.
yo, shout out to you. I apologize again for my slowness. You had the family tree right.
Oh
The
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
the
yeah.
the Darren in the bar drunk, the dreamers, the one
Yep.
missing son. Egg is the second missing son,
Yes.
and they're
Eh,
yeah.
Yep.
So I
Yeah, we
mean,
Eamon is not pictured, but he's not missed. He's accounted for. Like we
right? Yeah,
know they're
yeah.
about to send him to the Citadel. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, yep.
you're right. He's bored. Right. We learned that in this episode too.
Oh
He's
my
kind of
God.
boring, and so he's on his way to the Citadel.
Yeah.
Master Aemon, hello. And
Yep.
so, yeah, Egg's like kill him because he's like, yo,
Kill
if he
him.
does, that's gonna be like, that's then I can go home because like I think this brother is part of the reason why he's ran away.
Yeah, yeah.
Next to the fact that their father is, as presumably from what we can tell and from next episode, is just an idiot. Like he doesn't know what's going on. He
Mm.
doesn't care. He's not announced at the gate. He's just, oh yeah, his brother's here too. Like he's kind of just this the brother that I don't really think anyone's impressed by. And part of probably the reason why Egg isn't really too fascinated with where he comes from. And
Yeah, yeah.
so,
Yeah, his
man,
dad is Makar is like a third son, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah,
so it's
yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. So, man, I mean, this talk about just another gnarly scene and the graphicness of it and just the
well, even
overall.
just everything too, like you could see, like, yeah, everything that Arian does is like he's
Yeah,
overcompensating. So
it's
like
like
he clearly does not know how to joust. You know what I mean? Because
right.
even
You
in the
can't beat
first
him. Right,
pass, he dodges like a little punk,
right. A
whatever.
little bit.
And like even everybody looked at that as like kind of dishonorable. They're like, bro, what
Yeah,
was that? What was that move? You know what I
it's
mean?
yeah, it's not like it's
Like you ducked away.
yeah, I don't think it's a situation where it's like, man, he's kind of just riding on the fact of his last name. Like he doesn't
Yeah,
have a skill
yeah.
in the tournament. And I mean, it's also interesting too that some I don't know if they mentioned in the show or if I might have just read this on Twitter, but like or maybe they covered it in the books. I'm not 100% sure, but like it's been said. Like they're not entirely even sure why the Targaryens are there. This is kind of like a peasant's game. They're already
Yes.
on the Iron Throne. This is beneath them. If they get
Yeah, yeah.
hurt, like what's the
Yes.
point? Like you're risking your life at a tournament when you're next in line for like royalty. So like why they're even there is just another kind of
Well, they
situation
say
that
they described it as like it's supposed to be like a diplomatic, like just
right.
yeah, they're supposed to just be showing face, right?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
not supposed to really be competing. Yeah,
Right,
you're right. This
right.
is a common man's, or just
Sport.
a
Yeah,
lower house
right,
type
right.
event,
Yeah.
and it's almost like he came there just to fuck shit up, legit. Like he
Yep.
came there just to, and because apparently who the rider who he hurts
Uh huh.
eventually, who
Uh
gets
huh.
hurt, he was like the favorite. Like
Right,
everybody thought that he was gonna take this
right,
thing away, right?
right.
And they go for the second pass, and Dunk sees it right away. He's like, "Yo,
It's too
he's
low.
low,"
What's he doing?
and I'm like, "What is he doing?" And then, bro, impales the horse. Where's Peter at, man? Where's Peter? Where's Peter?
Peter, I just oh my god, I literally just had the most inappropriate thought, and I'll tell you the joke I was gonna make when we're off camera, but oh my gosh, that scene was
That was crazy,
horrendous.
bro.
Oh, I mean, the
Bro,
scene
impaled. Well, and then I'm confused
just
because I had to even almost read it because I'm like,
yeah,
what actually happened to the rider? Because he was like bleeding right
his
away.
whole leg was
Yeah, his whole
broken.
leg, but
And he
he
had
was
blood
bleeding
out
out
of
his
his
mouth
mouth,
though.
so I
So
think he
that's
probably got hit in the chest. I don't know if he's still
okay.
alive or not. All I know is his
They
leg
made
is
it seem like
definitely
he's just injured when I read it
yeah,
because I'm like, because I
yeah.
kept watching back. He's never actually hit.
He's
It was
definitely
only.
out of the tournament, right?
Oh yeah,
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 okay.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how they describe it when he's talking to that guy Squire. I
So,
guess is that a Squire, the guy
yeah,
that
I think so. I think so.
okay.
Yeah.
And he reveals that yeah, the guy's leg is crushed,
It's
whatever.
just, and it's just like, so the biggest, baddest, youngest, hottest, sexiest, strongest Targaryen of the land has to come into town, come into the tournament to prove himself just by cheating.
For by cheating.
Just by
like,
cheating, bro. Like, what do you, like, you know what I mean?
like
And
ruins everything. Like that's what
it's
I'm saying. Just come
a,
here.
you
I'm
know
out
what I
here
mean?
fuck shit up.
And it's it's funny. Interesting enough, like isn't that exactly like a scene or like a plot point in A Knight's Tale? Like little buddy takes a tip and spears it right into the side of his arm by cheating, doing the same thing.
Yep.
So
Yep.
weird comparison there. I'm curious to know which story was written first, George R. R. Martin's or that one. I mean, hey, it is what it is. But
Yeah, yeah,
at the
yeah.
end of the day, man, just a graphic scene, instant, just. I mean, to the point where the people are pissed. They're rioting
People
now.
was
They're
pit, yeah.
almost hit
And that's why I was
homeboy in the
confused. I
face
was
with
like,
a
"Wow,
rock.
who's about to fight right
Yeah,
now?" Because
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like, yeah, you can't tell who's on what
yeah.
side.
And Duncan
Kingsguard
Egg,
had to come out.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
Kingsguard came out because they're like, "Yo, Targaryen boy's in trouble. We got to go get him." And
Yep.
Duncan Egg just kind of dipped out of there. Just kind of
Yep.
dipped out of there.
Well,
And
Egg tells him, "I'm
he's like,
like,
"I want to go." Yeah,
we gotta go,
yeah, we
man.
gotta
We
go.
gotta
We gotta
go.
go.
We gotta get out of here."
And so, what better way what better way than my man's to bring back a really dark scene, a really graphic, violent scene, than my boy, Mr. Diva Baratheon himself, with just
Oh,
another just fun time in the tent. I want to go in the tent. I
yes.
want to be in the tent. I wanted to
Yes.
experience it. I mean, the song, his shirtless bisexual tendencies are just, it keeps me going. I don't know why. I don't know why I love it. I don't know why. I want a spin-off show. I want a spin-off show where we follow him and his adventures and just see what kind of trouble he gets into as a drunk, happy man. Like, just, I
Yeah.
mean, I love it. I love him. I don't know. I don't know why. It just, it's everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, of course, just singing about, what are they singing about?
Alice.
Just a
And you know what?
classic.
I thought it was like I thought they were trying to like an allusion to Alicent's Hightower maybe, but it wasn't
Uh,
talking about like when
just
you listen to
a
lyrics.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah, it's no reference to anybody. I
just a
think it's just a folk
banger.
song.
Yeah, about a
Yep.
girl, Alice with three fingers, who wasn't
Yep.
afraid to put a thumb in your butt.
Yeah.
And it's second pause of the episode. Let's go.
Pause. Pause.
But
Pause.
no, but also too, it's just a crazy like metaphorical egg taking the song and flipping it into this positive, like, well, sir, you could think of it this way, and we all end up happy in the end. And it's like,
Right.
okay,
Right. Right.
bro. Like it's just the adorableness of the child is kind of is very fun. I was going to ask this last week, and they might have cleared it up this week when they were doing their little spattle back and forth at the jousting match. But they're drinking beer, correct? It's
I would
ale.
assume yes. I would
It's
assume it's a pint. Yeah, pint of ale. You
pint
know
of
what I mean?
ale. And what the guy gave Dunk beside him at the jousting ring, that was probably like vodka, like a straight liquor, like moonshine kind of deal. That's why he spit it out.
Okay.
Like it
Yeah. Okay.
too
It's a little bit
strong of
more.
a, yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so was he prior to that getting the beer for Egg? Was Egg
Well, that's
also
what. Well,
eh,
when they mock each other,
yeah.
that's what it sounds like he was doing. Like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, I can't even drink a pint of ale
Right.
because it's disgusting, whatever. And so like I think he
Love him.
was,
Love him.
but Egg was just like good,
Yeah.
like all right, you don't got. He's like, all right, I won't get you another one. He's like, good, like that shit is nasty, bro. Like get that out of my face, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was yeah, just more. I love the banter between them two,
Love him.
but yeah. So getting into this next scene though, this is such an important scene, and you don't. That's the beauty of the series because every conversation like has so much magnitude, and that's why it
Yeah.
matters when you're
Yeah.
watching with subtitles and everything like that.
Yep.
So Dunk, and do you know the Squire's name that he's talking to?
I meant to write it down and I didn't, but write one quick smidge, fam,
Okay.
before we get there. On our way to that conversation, we're stopped by a fortune teller, and
Oh, that was before that.
my it's on their way to the theater,
Oh,
and him drinking cider with homeboy. Yeah. So how do you
mm.
feel
Oh my God.
about
Prophecies. I
how
love
do
it.
you feel
I love it.
about, because this isn't the first time this has happened. I mean, we
No.
hear the song, the whole premise of the whole show is about a
Yes.
dream and and someone saying, hey, this is your future, this is what's gonna
Yep.
happen. And
Yep.
so it's like, how do you feel about that? Because I
I love
mean,
it.
here's I mean, spoiler alert, but like, she didn't make that up, and
No.
that's it's
He does
essentially
become
what
rich.
happens, and that's what
He
happens.
does, yeah.
And
Egg
that's what
does
happens.
become a king.
Right. And so
Like
like we just, great, now we know. I mean, it like it's a
I think they do that for us, like for people that are like, but I think there are you gotta be honest, bro. There like, and it sounds crazy, but there's a lot of people that are just kind of watching the show as
yeah.
it is, whatever.
Yeah.
So like they're not even they heard that and they thought, man, that's kind of crazy. But like I hear that and was like, yo, she's on the
Right.
money.
Yeah, right.
I mean, and because and that's the thing, like this whole episode is it's funny because Egg really is showing he has one up on Dunk, right? Like, and but
Mhm.
Dunk doesn't know it, right?
Mhm.
So, like, even in that conversation, Dunk was I mean, Egg was terrified. Egg
Terrified.
was
Oh
terrified
yeah. He's like,
because
what?
because
Why
every
would she say
all that can
that?
actually happen.
Yeah.
For Dunk, he's naive and he's thinking
Dunk's
like
like,
that.
this little
Me, I
shit's
would
not gonna
never.
be
I'm never gonna.
king.
Yeah, I'm never gonna
Right.
be a
He's never gonna,
millionaire. He's
yeah.
never gonna be the king.
He's
Like whatever.
laughing. Yep.
But Egg is looking like why the fuck did she say that? Like I mean,
Right.
he's like, come on, man. And
Yeah.
it was funny, but it was morbid at the same time because it
Yeah.
was like,
Crazy.
and I was yeah, because like it's funny because Dunk is like, or yeah, he's like, what the heck? Like, come on,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, you're not gonna be
what?
king. Let's go. You're a squire. You're a
Yeah.
little bald kid. You're not gonna be king. What are you talking
And
about?
Egg is like,
And like
like
Egg
what?
does the math, and he's like one brother twice removed. Ah,
Yeah, I could be
shit,
the king. Yeah.
shit. Why would she say that? Right.
Why would you? Yeah, why
Uh,
would you say that?
so man O'Day. So yeah, that happened, and so now here we are on to the events that lead us right into the end of this episode, and we see that the squire of the other guy. I unfortunately I apologize. His name escapes me. I didn't write it down. But he is. I read their last name. He is of the family, and they're like, if the Targaryens are to dragons, his family is to apples. And so that's why he invites him in for hard apple cider. And it's basically apple moonshine. And
Uh-huh.
after one or two pints, you start talking about Targaryen politics. And if you didn't have
Mm.
the captions on during his whole rant,
Oh
my
yes.
God, you should probably go back and watch it a third time because it's like he's just the Targaryens are ancestral slaves that they're down to the land and the land and the
Yes.
Lord of the land and the Savior, and it's like
Well, yeah, he said they're incestuous aliens. That was the first bar that he
he's like
dropped.
Dunk.
He's like,
Of course, he stabbed that horse on purpose.
of course,
Are
like they're
you insane?
incestuous aliens, bro. He was
Yeah,
like, they all they've been doing is being freaky as hell.
yeah.
They've been dragging us into all their stuff. They enslaved our
Now,
people. They make us fight wars,
right?
and this world is on them and like F them, bro. Like they're greedy and this and that. And Dunk is still
Yeah, yeah.
naive. He's like, what do you mean? Like, why would he, my squire
Because
thinks
because
that he actually did the horse on purpose, stabbed
Yeah,
the horse on
well,
purpose. And he's like,
because right up until this point, the only experience that Dunk has had with a Targaryen is them inviting him into a private meeting and then giving him direct permission to sign up for this tournament. So as far
yes,
as Duncan
yes,
goes, he has had nothing but positive experiences with the Targaryen administration. And so it's
yes.
just a situation where they're like, "Hey man, like we've got to like these what do you mean? He stabbed him on purpose? He was
He
obviously
said,
just too low and just it was an
yeah,
accident. That's like how
yeah,
what happens. No fam. He did that on purpose. And here's
yeah,
why.
yeah.
Here's all the reasons why we don't like these guys.
What?
So,
Yeah.
man, homeboy just goes and he rants for a solid minute, and Dunk is just kind of like taking in all of this AI downloaded information of
Yep.
like who the
Yep.
Targaryens actually are.
He's
And
like,
then
what?
in that same breath, we reveal who the sons are, who's missing, who's
Yes.
here.
Yes.
Aemon's on
Yep.
his way to the Citadel. Like
Yep.
what?
Yep.
And
Yeah, we learned. Yeah, we learned that the drunk kid was unaccounted for. Like he's like,
mhm,
because we see him, but we
we
don't
know
realize
who
that
he
he's
is as
unaccounted.
the
Yeah,
audience,
we don't
right?
realize
Right.
who he's account. So yeah, we realize the drunk one is unaccounted for.
Yep.
You got Arian.
Yep.
You got one that's going to the Citadel,
Yep.
and they don't say his name. And then
But we got
yeah,
A.
there's another one missing.
Aegon,
Like,
yeah.
yep.
So, man, so when they cut to this scene of the theater, I was waiting. I thought maybe it was going to be a situation where, like, wait a minute, pause. I literally, epiphany of that so Raven psychic evaluation just kind of came into my head. I was going to say the play this time didn't necessarily pertain to Dunk and his
No,
story,
no, 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 that one didn't.
but
But
what
yeah.
if what if
Oh,
it was and it was another telling of his future? She was playing the role of Dunk and he slays the dragon, aka
hey, Arian.
Arian, at the end of this
Yes.
season.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Oh, I need someone who knows the inside and outs of this whole universe to see if I need a spoiler alert on these play scenes if that's actually what's we're on to it.
You're on.
I
Yeah,
think
that's
we're
the
on to
Easter
it.
egg. That's the Easter egg right there.
So
Watch.
bro, Yeah, man.
Here's the thing. This is
Go,
where
go. Let's get
like
into it. This is the
I'm
last
struggling.
minute. I'm ready. Go.
I'm struggling with this just because.
Yep.
All right, we've seen in other Game of Thrones series that's what these artists do, right? They put on plays that kind of mimic what's happening in the
It's
world,
how they
and
get their
like a lot.
news. Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and they're kind of sometimes mocking the royalty, right? We've seen Joffrey and all them have to sit through some stuff that's kind of not so flattering.
They put them
And
up as
yes,
pinatas. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
like yes, it does get you mad or whatever. But like I'm just wondering, like, what is the current, like, we know that, yeah, I mean, things are, the Targaryens are under rule,
Yep.
but like we know that people probably don't respect them the
Yep.
same way because they don't have dragons. But like,
Yep.
what is the actual nature of it? Did like do you know better not to do a performance like that when the Targaryens are in town? Or is it
Oh.
kind of to be expected that like they supposed to just kind of take a joke? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
because we've seen even in House of
And
the Dragon, we've seen sometimes the Targaryens do slum it. You know what I mean? They be
yep.
going into the whorehouses
Damon.
and
Yep.
like
Yep.
Damon is
Yep.
one that's kind of one with the people a little
Yep.
bit. Like he can mix and mingle and all
Yep.
that.
Yep.
But like and they've told stories about him. I mean,
Yep.
they told
Yep.
stories about him and
Yep.
Rhaenyra and
Yep.
stuff like that.
Yep.
And he kind of
Yep.
just like,
And
all right, it is what it is.
Egg singing the Targaryen diss track in the tree, like Damon was a bastard, so we kicked him out to sea. Hey, like what the fuck? That like
Yeah.
who that was dope too.
Yeah.
But man,
So
yeah,
so
yeah.
then for him to be so upset, it's like part of me is like, damn, did they not was she did she fuck up, or is this just the norm? Like, and was did he
Well,
just get mad? Did he
or did
just take
they
it too
even
far?
expect a
Or
such
that part?
a member of such a high
Yes.
ranking Targaryen to be in their petty little theater tent with all the common folk? Like,
Yes. Yes.
so I think that's also too like where we're gonna see, I think, next episode as well, especially with what's coming, like
Yes.
where that divide of classism is and
Yep.
what sides people lie on. And I think like we're gonna probably obviously see like a Baratheon kind of probably hopefully show up for Dunk, but at the same time, yeah, I that's interesting. Like, did they know better? Is that propaganda? Would you be hanged for that? And then
Yeah.
especially something so disrespectful, such as you murdering what they refer to as a god,
Yes.
a dragon. How dare you? You should be punished for that.
Yep.
Interesting. So, yeah, man, definitely taking it one step too far. But this is just going back to this guy's kind of arrogantness of himself, thinking he is a dragon. How dare you slay a dragon? That's like punishable by death. Like you should be hung in the streets. And to depict that from happening, I mean, it's just like, yeah, it's isn't that interesting? And I mean, we've seen that in like, I mean, even back in the day, like old school England, like journalists would be locked up if they drew
Yep.
cartoons of the king or whatever in the
Yep.
paper. And so, wow, yeah, that's an interesting, the politics of it all. Wow, okay,
Yeah.
okay. So, I mean, man, Egg comes rushing in, tells Dunk he's hurting her. He rushes, and when he sees boy breaking the finger of this
Yeah,
girl.
bro. I was all of that was like I was just like, wow, I didn't think he was gonna mess her. Like when he said he's hurting her, I didn't know what, I just thought that
I thought
somebody's
maybe like
grabbing
he
her.
threw her on the ground. He was
Yes.
gonna maybe hit her, and then Dunk comes and saves the day. But the snap it, I mean,
Bro. Snap
just
that joint back.
the
Her I felt
just
like the skin
the
broke. I felt like her skin broke when you
a second body part just not being where it's supposed to be. I can't.
Yeah,
I don't like
bro.
that. I don't like it, and we're not even at the worst of it yet.
Oh,
So
oh,
we keep going, and man, hey, bro, my boy Dunk saw the
he don't
woman he
play.
loves
Yep.
getting her, and
Yep.
homeboy just starts going in. He's got 3 guards on him, knocking him. He gets 3 shots off on Targaryen. He
Yes.
gets some shot.
Off.
Homeboy's getting up with his knife, and he's like, "Bitch, stay down." He kicks him in the fucking jaw. I mean, it was go Dunk standing up
Yes.
for your girl, and just this kind of just turning point this was the turning point, yes, of the
Yes. Oh
season. I mean,
yes.
after here, there's
Yes.
no going
Yes.
back. We're
Nah,
full
yeah. I don't think
armor
we're getting. I
is
don't know if we're getting
on.
any humor. We
We're
might get a humorous scene in the beginning of an
yep,
episode, but
yep,
like,
yep.
yeah, nah. It's no
It's time.
play. We no more play. Play's over.
It's game on.
We on
So
the
I
second half of the
mean,
season already. Yeah, yeah.
just him getting up, spitting out whatever. Just I mean, and basically Dunk has loosened the tooth of homeboy Targaryen, and just I mean, of course, the only punishment for that is to knock all of yours out. And
Yeah, and
Los,
I didn't know. I did not know how they were gonna do this. I was thinking like,
Los,
dang, how? What are they gonna do? And then so Monet did
Los.
not like this scene.
No,
She was
Los,
like, time out.
I was just explaining it to Megs and she told me to stop. I am sure your experience much like mine. I have only seen this depicted on film one time.
Yes, American History
American
X.
History X. Every
Yes, and
millennial, I'm
that's why
sure, have seen
Monet
it. And as soon
Monet
as
did not
that
like that.
happened,
She was like, how they
I
gonna just steal that scene? Yeah. So instead of a curb stomp, they were gonna stage stomp this brother. You know what I mean?
oh,
He was
bro,
going,
I didn't.
and
I
I thought
looked.
it's Game of Thrones, so I thought like,
I
oh,
thought
it's
they were
gonna
gonna do it.
happen.
I thought they were
It's
gonna do
gonna
it. I thought they were
happen.
gonna do it. I thought they were gonna
It
do
was
it.
gonna happen. It was
Well,
that close, and then you hear the little voice.
enough.
No, don't hit him. And we're like, what? Like what? Okay. And then he's like, and then he says names.
As
He
soon as I
said
heard
two
him,
of the guards'
oh,
names.
he's like, hey,
He
Jeffrey,
said,
Henry, you bitch, put him down. Like
he
who?
said, or
Just
my
sling it.
father, or my
Right.
father will have something to say. And
Yep.
I'm like,
Yep.
oh my,
Yep. Dude,
what?
dunk
Whoa, you,
egg.
this is too early.
Egg
What?
said, bitch, I got hair on my balls now, and smacked him on the goddamn table. He walked in and took control of the room just like you
Yes,
goddamn should. I tell this to
yes,
my clients. I tell this to my friends who are successful. I tell it to you all the time. You've got to be the smartest person in the room. And if you're not, you're going to lose every time. Outsmart everyone you're around, and you're going to win every single time. And that's exactly what the boy did as soon as he walked in. He had
he had
that
a cloak on. He
he
had the cloak
had
on.
his Uno reverse card in his back pocket the whole time, and he's been waiting to play it. And so, I mean, clueless to Dunk. Dunk's jaw is on the floor, much like everyone else's.
But
And
I think he's angry though. He's not. He's shocked at
oh,
first, but I think he's angry.
oh yeah, we're gonna
He's
get to his
angry.
feelings here in a minute. Yeah, it's gonna be a journey for Dunk, I think, for the rest of the season. And we get the most, I mean, the whole him chanting kill him just brought this whole scene, this whole interaction into perspective. It is very blatantly obvious that these two brothers hate each other. He's like,
Hmm.
"Lil bitch, what'd you do to your hair?" And he's like, "Brother, I don't want to look like your punk ass. You know what I mean? Like, we're out here, I
Yes.
vow, I'm not trying to be that way anymore." And so that's it. That's the end. And that last scene, the music is the music is perfect. The
Yes.
score is perfect. Everyone's jaws are on the floor. It cuts to him,
Yes.
cuts to her, cuts to him, cuts
Yeah,
to
my eyes
her.
were. I was just
And
like,
and in walks, ladies and gentlemen, kneel before Prince Aegon Targaryen. I mean, the great
mm.
grandfather of the great Daenerys Targaryen. I mean, the man who will inevitably sit upon the Iron Throne. I mean, it is one
And
of
his name is Aegon the Unlikely.
right. Well, wow,
Yeah.
just even
Aegon
better.
the
Just to
Unlikely.
then bust through all of the expectations of everyone around you. I
Yep.
mean, what a successful and happy life I'm sure he'll live. And so at the end of the day, um, man becomes instantly like the most powerful being within the entire tournament, within the entire town. And it's just this is it. This is the rest of the season, and we're in it now, man. So I mean, how you feel? You're ready. This is, I mean,
Oh yeah, I'm in
I
there. I'm ready. I'm like, wow, it's about to happen. Um, so yeah, and I did see the preview for the next episode, and yeah, man, I'm ready. And it looks like Dunk has to go through some type of gauntlet,
yeah,
but like now it's just one like. So this is it's interesting because if we are going to get multiple seasons of this,
yep,
what role, like, how is Egg can't be his squire now that we know that he's a Targaryen? You know what I'm saying? Like, he can't serve that role, right? Like, he can't do that no more. You know what I mean? Like, how is he, Duncan's sidekick the rest of the way?
He maybe, I don't know for sure. It's a great question. I would imagine either one, somehow, some way, after this tournament, Egg gets a pass and his family just says, fine, go do what you want to do.
Okay.
Or two, he has to go back to his royal status as a prince and live in King's Landing. And he just gets Dunk a job either on the King's Guard or somewhere within the realm of protecting. He makes him his personal protector, whatever, hand of the prince or whatever that official role is. I'm sure every king has their own guard, every queen does. So I'm sure every prince would as well. So maybe that just becomes his permanent role, and the it's interesting. And then the power dynamic shifts. Egg's the
Yes.
boss, Egg's in charge, Egg's the prince, and Dunk's just the knight that has to do everything he says.
But I think, yeah, when you look at Dunk's face, you could see the
So,
betrayal, you could see the anger,
yep,
but then it's probably, yeah, because I'm thinking Dunk is looking at him like, bruh, you see my ass struggling this whole
yep,
time,
yep, yep,
right?
yep,
You could have helped me.
yep.
You weren't who you said you were. Like, what the hell? Like, why the fuck was I taking care of you? Right. So that's one thing. But then off the back of what he just heard about the
Uh-huh.
Targaryens
Uh-huh.
from this
Uh-huh.
Squire,
Uh-huh.
he's
Uh-huh.
thinking like, who the
He's
like,
thinking Egg is
whoa.
like a little spy. He's like, he lied to him this whole time. I wrote
Yes.
this down not only based on the end of the episode and obviously Duncan's like feeling of betrayal here, so based on his actions, right? He strikes a prince. The Targaryens aren't happy.
Yep.
Homeboy wants his head. And he's like, well, let's just do a trial by 7. I get 6 dudes, you get 6 dudes, and we fight to the death. And whoever's got the most standing dudes at the end wins, right?
Yep.
And then we see Dunk obviously like calling upon all the other knights who has no honor left in you. Like, come on, guys, help me fight. Like, this guy obviously is a menace. Like, will you not fight by my side? And so
Yep.
the line I wrote down is Dunk is now even more alone than he was.
Oh my gosh.
And he
Yes.
will continue to be. And I hope this doesn't play out. We'll have to ask Monet how she feels about the psychological forecomings of Dunk as a character. Hope maybe she can give us a little cameo insight, but like we ended last episode with him realizing his past leader, his last boss wasn't shit. No one knew who he was. No accomplishments. He lied about his whole life. Dunk
Yep.
has to do half of that just to make a name for himself now.
Yep.
Dunk isn't shit. He doesn't have a tent. He's sleeping under a tree. And he's like, either I win this tournament or I'm going to die in the mud alongside the road and no one's going to care. So not
Yep.
only has he been alone, and then just when he thought, oh, maybe I'll take a chance on this little glimmer of hope, this little light that comes along, this little bald-headed Egg Targaryen who wants to work for me, clean my horses, fetch my stuff, be my friend, talk to me, give me advice, hang out, be my employee. He's done nothing but ask to be his squire full time forever and ever.
Yep.
And now, all of a sudden, in Dunk's eyes, that goes out the window. Cat's out of the bag. You lied to me. You knew who you were. What gives? And
Yeah, what gives?
so I think Dunk is going to take this probably extremely hard. And then just even in his efforts of trying to find friends that he doesn't have, because this whole
Yes.
time, the only people he's talked to have been people who told him to piss off. I didn't know your dude. You're not a real knight. You're a poor excuse for it. And the only friend that he has is drunk Baratheon who may or may not show up. And so, like, the whole time he spent.
So wait, so it's like, so he gets to pick 7, and I thought it was like he had to fight 7 dudes. I thought he had to fight like
it's.
7 dudes.
I think
If
it's
it's a 7-on-7, oh, it's a
yeah, I
seven on
think it's a
seven.
7-on-7.
So,
Like
but that I feel like, yeah, that's a risk for anybody that would choose to be on Dunk side because that's almost actively like
actively
saying,
going against, that's why it's going to be hard
yeah,
for him, right? Actively
yeah,
going against the Targaryens, like, yeah. I mean, it's a trial by combat because you've been
wow,
struck a Targaryen and they're giving you this 1% out. You got 1%, and if you can beat our top guy, which is, little buddy, it's like, no, fine. And but at the end of the day, they know that the Targaryen will always win, especially against this 8 foot tall guy who sleeps in a tree under the bushes who isn't a real knight. So just let him have his fun, do the trial by combat, and he'll win anyways. And so that'll just be another good look for the family and another reason why you shouldn't mess with the Targaryens now or in the future. And but
yes,
my guess is I'm gonna assume that's probably not gonna end that way. And so,
yes,
man, oh day. The reveal, I didn't think we were gonna get it this season.
I did not think it.
I
Yeah,
thought Egg was gonna hide out. I thought Egg was gonna
yep,
barely get by.
yeah,
Maybe his brother would have found out, and then like before he had a chance to tell the rest of the family, Dunk defeats him in battle, and so then the secret is safe with everyone. Maybe Dunk didn't even know at the end of this season, but this whole thing just, I mean, changed. I mean, talk about the feeling that Dunk is going to have next week when we see him and the jail door opens and it's Egg Targaryen walking in his little Barabbas robe, and it's
yep,
like bro's standing on business. He's got his Targaryen flag on, he's got his little
yep,
color robe on,
yep,
and he's being real cunty walking around with his last name now. And it's like, we've got to we let's see. Let's see. Because
yep,
Dunk feels betrayed, and Egg's like, yo, bro, I did what I had to do to save your life. Like,
yes,
so we have to figure out that balance. And I think probably maybe to get back in his good graces, let's do some predictions. Maybe Egg like convinces a few knights to join Duncan's team, like as a target,
yes.
giving him the Targaryen word. Like, hey,
Yeah,
look,
maybe a little team green, team black, like where
yeah,
yeah, you create some faction, like
yeah,
like maybe the people, yeah, because Egg probably has some intel to where it's like, yo, he did this person wrong, he did this person wrong, he
right,
did this person
right,
wrong.
right.
I know they will side with us because nobody really likes him. Like, and that's I think that's what we're gonna see too. We're gonna see
Yeah.
also, yes, he has the power of the last name
Yep.
and the rule, but like I think we're gonna see like how many people actually rock with Aerion to
Uh-huh.
begin with in the first
And,
place.
and we have a cousin Targaryen that we met that he was going to choose for the battle, and like obviously there's a rivalry there, so I would put my money on him going to Dunk's
Yes,
side, because just getting a chance to beat the shit out of his cousin would be great
yes,
for family tea and drama. And yeah, wow. What an
wow.
episode. What a roller
Oh
coaster
snap.
ride. So no, but man, I mean I think that's the end of the episode. That's what we can expect for next week. And just getting into just a little bit of news here, and then we'll wrap up. First and foremost, I don't know if you saw, but just to make
Okay.
sure, Friday is our
Yeah,
episode this
what is
week.
that? I thought I saw that.
It's a
I thought I saw that.
Super Bowl Sunday, Famio. Super Bowl Sunday. They're not trying to
Oh, so
compete
that
with the Super Bowl, so
so it's
they're
Friday.
dropping the episode Friday at 10 p.m. We can watch it early, starting Friday at 10 p.m. Yes,
Oh
yeah,
snap.
yeah.
Oh
So
snap.
who
That's
knows? Yeah,
because I was like, wait up. I thought because I've seen like Showtime do that with The Shy. It'll be like,
yeah,
oh, episode's out Sunday, but you could start watching Thursday. And you're like,
yeah,
so what day does it come out?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like what the hell? Power
So
used to do that too. You could watch it like the night before,
mhm.
like midnight of Sunday, but then it airs live at 9 o'clock on Sunday. Like what the hell?
Yeah,
Like
no. So that's directly because of the
yeah.
Super Bowl. They don't want to compete with that heat, and by the
No,
time the
that's
Super
yeah, and
Bowl,
yeah, because you can't take a week off, like because it's like it's
right,
such a short season.
schedule season, right?
Yeah,
And
so
so,
no,
okay,
that
yep.
makes
So
sense.
Friday, we'll have something to look forward to. Friday night, most likely, or all day Saturday, we'll get that. Which then, like you just said, leads us into schedule, which takes us directly to an interview with showrunner Ira Parker of A Night of Ascendant Seven Kingdoms. And basically, they're shooting season 2 right now. They are actively
Oh,
shooting episodes of season 2 now. They're going to
oh,
basically wrap up
nice.
by the time we're done wrapping up, a little bit after, I think. And his plan is to basically essentially employ himself and the rest of the cast for the next 15 years. And if all things go well, which, knock on wood, we'll see how it goes. His plan is to give us a season of this series, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, every year for the next 15 years, following the story of Dunk and Egg from him growing up to him being a teenager to being a young adult to him taking the Iron Throne,
No way.
all the way up to
Really?
the very end at the fire and the inevitable fortune teller that might come true. And so
What?
fam,
This is
in
crazy.
just a breath before that, we had George R. R. Martin saying he only has 3 books of this story written. So
Oh my God.
I don't know
Incomplete IP.
if that means that we're not sure if there's stories coming in between, because a lot of people online when this news came out was like, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
can't handle the fire of Harrenhal or whatever the name of the castle is. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what that means. But then when we hear in
Oh
this,
no, remember? Yeah, that's why it's like
but
cursed
then
and stuff like that.
I don't know if it's Harrenhal. I'm not sure if that was the actual name, but
Well,
either
Harrenhal
way,
is that one cursed castle though.
right? Yeah. So I think, man, I don't know. We'll see.
Well, no, but
Fingers.
we seen that, and well, we seen why it's remember that's when the
Yeah.
guys die, like
Yeah.
they
All the
killed the
kings, the fire,
yeah.
yeah. The I think that begins with the Aegon's conquest. Doesn't Aegon burn it down first or
Oh, okay. Well, yeah,
something?
and then remember though the
Yeah,
strongs
yeah,
die in
yeah,
there, or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy. What was that thing that you sent me about? And what did I predict? What did I say? What did I say?
yeah, so among the showrunner of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms being ambitious about doing a season every year for the next 15 years, we'll see. Fuck it, let's go. I'll take this.
Sure,
I'll take a
sure,
season of this every year for the next 15 years. Awesome.
sure.
Perfect. Let me have it. As long as it's like this every time, I'm sure it might get stale some seasons in because they're going to
Yes,
expand
yes.
the episodes. Obviously, they're going to make them longer. They're going to give us more episodes in a season eventually, I'm sure, once the budget increases for season 2. Hopefully, maybe, so on and
Yeah,
so forth. But like, I like it so far. So,
yeah.
and then the other big bit of news is that you and I kind of toyed around with the idea, especially with the fact that Netflix is seemingly acquiring Warner Brothers with HBO and all of the Game of Thrones properties along with it. Will they then take it down the rabbit hole that there is of the Star Wars universe with spin-offs, movies, TV shows, Marvel, animated series, the whole 9 yards? Marvel, Star Wars, is Game of Thrones next? And you were like, ha, animated series? Well, wouldn't you know it? They're trying to make one. It's going to be surrounding the story of the sea snake. So
Yes.
we'll see Corliss probably in that in some form or
Well, and
fashion.
that actually makes sense. Like if you're gonna go down all these different paths,
Yeah,
something has to be animated. It just that's just the name of the game. You know what
you
I mean?
think?
And then you could and you could kind of do a little bit more with animated than you can. Like, yes, it's still expensive. Like I'm not
Sure,
gonna
you can make,
discount the
but you can
price
make
of it.
anything happen.
You
Yeah,
can make anything happen on the screen
yeah,
if it's a cartoon.
yeah,
Yeah, I say cartoon, and if it's animated, you know what I mean. Like you can, bro,
yeah,
everything. Like
yeah,
people can transform before your eyes. You
yeah.
can make people disappear. Like there's no camera tricks. It's
Right,
all just
right,
animation.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
CGI and all that type of stuff. So yeah, man. It's interesting. But yeah, that's the only way we get all these side stories is if
Do you
we start taking different forms.
Yeah, my question for you then, are you a fan of anime at all? Do you watch any animated series? And I mean, I'm just talking anywhere that ranges from like Japanese anime to like any Marvel or Star Wars animation or even like even Family Guy or Bob's Burgers or South
Yeah,
Park? Like,
yeah, yeah.
are you a
I like
cartoon guy? Like, is
Yeah,
that
I like if it's good animated stuff. I'm like again, like if we're talking because we made the comparison of like, oh, it's going Star Wars, and
yeah,
now
yeah.
I don't know what Star like I'm not
I've
familiar that
never,
with
yeah.
Star. Yeah, I mean, I never dived in there, so like I wouldn't have watched none of those animated series or anything like that. But like, yeah, bro, X Men
Okay.
animated
You're
series
in
is
the
like the
yep.
greatest thing I've ever seen.
Okay.
Like and like from the old series, and then when they came out with X Men
The
'97,
new
whatever, I
joint that
was
came
like,
out, everyone
yo,
loved that. Yep. Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
Yeah, I love the adult humor type of animated series. There's a bunch on Netflix, and then obviously, all the different Fox properties and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Yeah, I do. Anime, Dragon Ball Z. That's as far as I've ever gone. I never got into
Yeah.
like One Piece or nothing like
Yeah. I
that.
don't know anything about any of that. Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, Boondocks, one of my favorite
Okay.
ever. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, no, if it's good,
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I don't know.
So
I'm not sure. I like the human connection, the human emotional
yes.
connection, and I kind of my brain goes into, okay, well, if it's animated, that means the world doesn't exist, which mean logic and gravity and everything else doesn't
Yeah, but like
exist.
there's good ones.
So,
Like for
yeah,
example, like realistic one, like think about F is for family. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
never I again, I'm not a I
You
haven't
know, do you know Bill Burr? Like, are you familiar with
I know
Bill
Bill
Burr?
Burr. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's his animated series, or
Okay.
like even like Big Mouth. You know what I mean? Never what like Nick
Never
Kroll
watched any
stuff.
of those. Yeah, no, I've
What?
never been a fan. Megs and I just discovered Bob's Burgers like 3 weeks ago. So
Talking about 3 weeks ago. We mean 3 weeks ago.
Bob's Burgers,
You just discovered it 3 weeks
we
ago?
just started like episode one, season one. Neither of us have ever
Oh, nah,
watched
but yeah, that's
Bob's
good,
Burgers.
man.
It's hilarious. We love it. Yeah.
John Ben. So you never watch Archer.
No. Nope.
Because that's H. John Benjamin too, the voice of
Right.
Bob. Like that was his
Yes. Yeah.
first
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
animated. Archer is like
I've seen
classic.
clips. I know what it is, but I've never watched a full episode of a lot of. I'm not. I just
Yeah,
never was an anime kind of guy. Obviously, cartoons as a young kid, but like nowadays, yeah, it was kind of rare. Like I said, just
yeah.
discovered Bob's Burgers like yesterday, so it's
This is a segue because I know this is something
yeah,
that we probably should have talked about in the very beginning. But like, all right, man. So we've been shout out to everybody, man. That's watching on like Instagram, YouTube, and things like that, man.
yeah,
Shout out to all the viewers and things like that. And it's picking up because we're in season, so the
right,
views are picking up,
yep,
right?
yep,
So obviously we're getting some engagement. And here's the thing, man. I never want this to be a TV watcher versus the book reader type of platform. Like I don't have nothing against
Oh, I saw. Yeah,
the
I
book
know where you're at.
readers.
Yep, yep,
I
yep,
have nothing against the book readers, so
yep,
I'm never gonna I'm a get on you, but I'm gonna make it nice at the end if I comment on
yep.
something, whatever.
Yeah, I saw you in the
But like
comment.
the book readers, like and because again, this guy, right, and I don't know who he is, whatever, but
Sure.
somebody basically commented, right, because we're talking about the show and
Yeah,
things like that,
yeah, yeah.
and this the sentiment of the book readers is, oh my God, they're ruining George R. R.
Uh,
Martin's like
his
legacy, and all
legacy.
his
Yep,
work
yep,
is being but I'm like, all right, time out, you still watched.
yep.
Right. So why how is it shit, but you still watched, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But then also like and when I responded, I was like, "Yo, bro, we're going off of incomplete IP. Like, so
right,
what do you think is supposed to happen? Like,
right.
you think we supposed to wait for this old man to finish writing all these books that he's not going to be able to finish? And then you're gonna have a problem when they put out something and then make it seem like his work is being ruined, but he is an active participant in all this money that's being made from these shows.
Yeah,
And to reply and say that's a Hollywood answer, it's like
yeah. Nah, nah.
isn't George R. R. Martin just a Hollywood executive at this point?
It's
Like, what are we
well,
talking
and let's
about?
just even pause right there. I mean, let's just be honest. His stupid little logo at the end of every episode. I don't know if you've seen it after the credits, but it's purple and it's like the letter GRRM and there's like a sword in the middle of it. And it looks like something I designed in high school. It's
Oh no,
terrible.
I
I
don't even.
hate it.
I gotta look for that.
Next episode, just watch the credits and you'll see a purple GRRM logo. And it's like, bro, that's the best you could come up with all this money. Like, just go write the books, finish the IP, and give us whatever ending we're supposed to get. Because if we are setting up these shows, if we are
Yes.
setting up these shows with season 1 all the way to potentially we're talking about upwards of 10 to 15 seasons of the Dunk and Egg story. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But if that's the case, we cannot continue to do all of this story building for years and years and years and years just for you to give us season 8 of Game of Thrones. So, yeah, we've got to find a middle ground and
Yes.
either release the books alongside the seasons so that way we have context, or the same thing is going to happen, or we can expect
Yes.
the same thing to happen, or we just we do what House of the Dragon does, and we only release a season every 2 years because that's how long it takes for them to finish the story. I don't know. I can't. Yeah,
Yep.
it's I mean, I saw you in the comments this week. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I mean? We're not gonna. And hey, by the way, I wish it wouldn't have to be a hostile situation where they're like, I wish they would just be like, oh yeah, this is what happens in the books. This is where you guys
Yes.
are
I don't.
wrong.
Because I
Great.
accept it. I
Tell me
accept
that,
it.
right?
Oh, that's dope.
I
I like all that background
Bro, my
information.
favorite part of Monday is getting on Twitter and seeing all the behind the scenes stuffs. Oh, this is this character's great great grandfather, Danny's
Yep.
great. Like, great, that's
Yes.
awesome.
It doesn't. It
Thank
doesn't take
you.
away from anything.
And
Yeah.
another nod to this week's episode, them using the blatant language, like when Egg walked into the room, you'll have my father to hear about this, or sorry, brother, telling us exactly who these characters are to each other.
Yes.
More of
Yes.
that, please, because
Yes.
like from week to week. I don't get lost in the sauce. I don't know which Targaryen's a cousin or firstborn or second in line for the Iron Throne. And when we
Yes.
can just use words like that we wouldn't necessarily put in a TV show and put in the book readers, it's
Yep.
easy for us to understand, and it's fine. Listen, I haven't read a book since like the 6th grade, and it's okay. I probably never will. I'll get a Neuralink one day. It's okay. I have Chat GPT.
Oh my
And
god.
so at the end of the day,
Neuralink, here this guy goes.
listen, fam, I'm 2 minutes away from setting up my own AI assistant, personal assistant that just works 24/7 and runs my companies for me. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
Okay.
the storyline, the show, the books, even though we'll never read them, I mean, I'm in. I love this episode. I love the news that's coming out every week. I'm excited. I can't wait to see the emotions run high next week. I can't wait to
Yes.
see how the girl rewards Duncan for his bravery. Like, probably, hopefully, a little sexy time for them under the oak tree. Like, just
Yep.
more and more of that from all of these characters. I'm excited. We're getting into the tournament now. Maybe more seriousness from Baratheon, a little more serious from all the characters. Dunk's got to buck up, put his armor on, and shout from the freaking high tops. Whereas I think he thought he was going to win this tournament and then gain the respect of the people. Where now his luck is completely flipped, and he
Yep.
needs to earn the respect of the people. And then, oh, by the way, on top of that impossible task, Mission Impossible 9, we've got to then go and take on a mini Targaryen army just to prove ourselves and not be locked up and or hung from a rope for the rest of our lives. So,
Wow.
yeah, it's just, I'm ready. I'm ready for
I'm
next
ready.
week.
I'm
I'm
ready.
ready for Friday. Thank God it's early. I can't
Yep.
wait for Friday
Yep.
night. And then we're headed right into the Super Bowl, which is, I mean, it's crazy. So yeah, man, I'm excited. Any closing thoughts? Any final numbers for you? I mean, I think we've nailed.
I think
it on this one.
we really nailed it this week. Really good week, man. Appreciate always doing this with you. And yeah, man, shout out to everybody, man. Keep watching. Again, feed us information. We like it. We like the comments. Join the conversation, man. Let's talk.
Yep.
Let's talk.
Yep.
Let's
Yep.
talk Thrones, man.
Yep,
Let's talk Knights.
Let's take the conversation off the timeline and put it onto the streets, or whatever the saying is.
Yeah.
Until next time, folks. Instagram, YouTube, you know where it is. We're on X, we're on Twitter. Los is at 280 plus everywhere, every social media platform. I'm at the What Are We Doing podcast. You'll see the names collaborated on the platform. Make it happen. Hit the follow, hit the like, continue the conversation over on Instagram. That's our main platform of focus for all the clips, the shorts, the reels, everything you can expect from this episode. Leading up to, we are now in the final back half of season 1, A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Game of Thrones series, HBO. Next episode drops Friday night. I'm excited. Los is excited. My friend, until next week, man, we'll see you.
Peace.